Welcome to the /r/politics daily analysis for October 3rd, 2017. This is where I'm going to take the top 10 posts on our politics and analyze them for factualness, bias, etc. So I think the first post we've got here is Trump says the hurricane that crushed Puerto Rico wasn't a real catastrophe like Katrina. Okay, let's take this. Let's see what BuzzFeed has to say. All right. Hurricane Maria. Let's see. Where's that? Oh, I don't care about. Is this the most recent one? So this was a Category 5 major hurricane. And it was the 10th most intense Atlantic hurricane on record. And Hurricane Katrina was it was the 11th. Okay, so this was Hurricane Maria was actually a bit stronger than Katrina. Okay. I'm looking for the millibars. I want to see the millibars, but I don't know if it's gonna. I might have to Control F. Okay, millibars. Okay, the lowest pressure. So they're about the same in millibars. Storm surge should be about the same. So this was a Category 5 hurricane. It was quite devastating, apparently. Tropical wave, yes. 68 deaths. 5 in the Dominican Republic. 2 in Guadalupe. So how many deaths did Katrina have? This was the so this hit the U.S. mainland. It caused quite a bit... shitloads of destruction, quite a bit of destruction, quite a bit destructive, very big destruction. Okay, all right. So over 1,000 people compared to 5 specifically in the Dominican Republic. So in terms of death toll, it is not as catastrophic specifically as Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina. In terms of intensity, it's on par, and in terms of insured losses, it is also on par. 4 times as much as Hurricane Andrew. So catastrophically speaking, it is not as deadly, but it is as destructive. It's on par. Okay. That wasn't a real catastrophe. 16. Okay, so he's making a good point here. He is factually correct that the death toll is not as high, as intense. So that's a factual statement. Although I would argue that Hurricane Maria was definitely as catastrophic structurally compared to Hurricane Katrina. President Trump seemed to diminish the unfolding disaster happening in Puerto Rico. Let's see what he says.
Budget. Now, I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack. Because we've spent a lot of money on Puerto Rico, and that's fine. We've
Factual.
saved a lot of lives. If you look at every death is a horror. But if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, and you look at the tremendous hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that died.
Over 1,000.
And you look at what happened here with really a storm that was just totally overpowering. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. What is your death count as of this moment? 17?
16 certified.
16 people certified. 16 people versus in the thousands.
So he's right. Catastrophically speaking, it is not as deadly.
All of your people, all of our people working together. 16 versus literally thousands of people.
So he did not directly compare. He did not say specifically that Puerto Rico wasn't a real catastrophe. He said it was not. See, this is a misquote. Definitely a misquote. So this is already misleading. The headline specifically is misleading. The death toll definitely wasn't as high with Hurricane Maria. Okay. I don't think he seemed... Did he seem... I don't really think, like... I don't feel like he seemed to dismiss it to me, or diminish it specifically. Visiting the saying it wasn't a real. He did not say that. God, that's okay. That's definitely a misquote. Definitely a misquote. After getting repeatedly criticized for the sluggish federal response, which is due in part because of the bureaucracy sorry, I shouldn't say bureaucracy, I should say the ineptitude of the leaders on the island. This is mostly due in part to their inability to get the supplies out to the people on the island. We're getting the supplies to the island. The distribution is quite difficult for a number of reasons. Lashing out against... Yeah, I would lash out against... He's doing something, and you're yelling at him for doing something. I would lash out, too. I do think that, yeah, the mayor... Something about the San Juan mayor was fishy, right? She was doing more press work than relief work, if I understand correctly. A bizarre train of thought speech during his first stop, a meeting with military. Was this are still widely without electricity. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to rebuild the entire fucking electrical infrastructure. Yes, this is gonna take some time. Don't expect to have the lights back on within a week. It's been a week? Has it been a week? When did it hit? It formed on the... It dissipated... So it literally... When did it... I'd like to see the track. When did it leave Puerto Rico? Because the relief work can't even begin until all the storm surge is out of the way. Aftermath. Effectively destroyed. Yeah, you've got to fucking rebuild the whole goddamn power grid. Yes. Okay. That's a bit of an offshoot. Excuse me. And access to basic aid. Yes, a hurricane is going to obliterate these things. Trump did not cause the fucking hurricane. But in the midst of the celebration, Trump, in a seemingly attempt to congratulate local officials... He's saying you guys are doing a great job. He said, awesome. You guys are stopping deaths. This is great. That's what his whole point of the speech was, to say you guys are stopping the deaths. You guys are doing an awesome job. We're dealing with this catastrophe. And this is the actual quote here, verbatim, I think. Yeah. Holy, what is negative? What is negative about that? You guys are doing great. Good job. Keep up the good work. This is tremendous. Big saves. Big relief. We've got a very big relief, folks. Proud of all your people, all of our people working together. 16 versus literally thousands of people. That's not thousands, 8,000. So that's a bit of a misrepresentation of the event that happened. You can. Will likely increase. Yeah, we're gonna criticize him even more, no matter what he says. We're gonna criticize him more, says BuzzFeed. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on criticizing him. It's okay. People who say he doesn't see the U.S. territories equal to the states, then why is he going there? Why is he there? Why is he visiting them if he doesn't think it's equal? Explain that to me. Trump also taunted Puerto Rico for its current financial state. Yeah, he's like, it's a fucking debt-rotten nation. Debt-rot. Not debt-rotten. Debt-rot nation. I say nation, it's territory. The island is in a form of bankruptcy. Yeah, I'd mentioned that. And Mick is in charge of a thing called budget. Now, I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you're throwing our budget a little out of whack, because we've spent a lot of money on Puerto Rico, and that's fine. We've saved a lot of lives. Yeah. What is wrong about praising the people that are saving lives? Explain that to me, BuzzFeed. Which people... This is true. Yeah, most people don't get hit by a Category 5 hurricane. That's why it's big fucking news. But it hit land, and boy did it hit. He's such a goofy son of. I don't know why people are getting pissed off at this goofy guy who's got this kind of like really funny way of saying. He's got these big analogies, and he speaks really simply in these grandiose terms, and they get so fucking pissed off. I love it. As a category 4. You know, I don't even have to mention the Marines because we have 4-star. He's just so goofy. Look at it. He's pandering. He's gonna pander, and he's gonna say, however, you know, his goofy way of talking, and that's how it's gonna work. Okay, and all my people, Buchanan. And there's no doubt about it. You're a general. There's a reason you're a general, right? They're making a big deal out of him. Going on in his goofy manner of speaking. Okay, so this is just, you know, whatever. Okay. This is going to be a bit more benign. It's not about Donald Trump.
Well, I don't think
Be quiet. The Berkshire, okay, I don't care. A billionaire, Warren Buffett, billionaire, told CNBC on Tuesday that it's a terrible mistake. Okay, let's actually listen.
For example, the current proposal eliminates the estate tax. And it's not a death tax. There are going to be 2.6 million people die this year in the United States, and there'll be 5,000 tax returns, the states that pay tax. So if you start going to a funeral every month, it's going to be 40 years on average before you go to one where there's any estate tax due. It's a very pejorative term. The truth is, if they pass the bill that they're talking about, I could leave $75 billion to a bunch of children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And if I left it to 35 of them, they'd each have a couple $1 billion. They could put it out at 5%, have 100 million. I mean, is that a great way to allocate resources in the United States? Because that's what you're doing, whether through the tax code, is you're affecting the allocation of resources. So if they were lucky enough to come out of the right womb, have the right name, Buffett, they could sit there and build tombs for themselves like the Egyptians, pharaohs never dreamt of. They could do anything. And capitalism is all about intelligent allocation of resources. Now, some people say, well, you don't have to worry about that because they'll blow it all. But if they blow it all, that means that they've done some dumb things with some important resources, and that's not good for capitalism. I don't think it's good for the children. I sure don't think it's good.
I stopped it right there because I think this is a bad point to make. Part of trickle-down economics is the idea that if a billionaire spends money, he's contributing to the economy. So if you go out and you buy a yacht, there are people that have to design the yacht. There are people that have to weld shit onto the yacht. There's people, they've got to buy furniture for the yacht. It's not just this billionaire has a yacht now. It's the company that makes this yacht now has the millions of dollars to pay their professionals and it goes down the line. So he's misrepresenting how things work here, and which is strange. I don't know why he wouldn't have a concept of this. If you blow all your money, you're contributing to the economy. The problem is hoarding your money, not spending it. If you hoard your money, it's not getting pumped into the economy. So I just wanted to point that out. It's weird that he has this opinion.
Good for a society where there's a ton of inequality to start with, and so I think that's a terrible mistake, for example.
However, play devil's advocate here.
Sure.
You have 3 children who have foundations that each of them are running. Do you think that they're a better allocator of that money than the federal government?
I do, but I don't think that setting it up so children, grandchildren. Let's say I died when they were 20. I don't think they'd be the same individuals that they are. I didn't encourage that foundation program until they were in their 40s, and I'd seen what they'd done with their lives, and they'd had a chance to live for a long time, going to public schools, living just like other people in Omaha live. But I just think that I don't think we should have our Olympic team 20 years from now be the eldest sons of the Olympic team currently. And
so it's the dynastic.
The dynastic. I don't think. I don't.
I just want to point out, the Olympics are based upon athleticism. So if you have a child that has less genetic athletic potential than you, then they're not going to be in the Olympics. It's all about athleticism. So you might be raised from the womb to be a boxer, but if you don't have the genetic athletic potential to achieve that, if someone's got a better body than you just by the nature of his genetic code, he's going to be the better boxer, even though obviously training matters, right? But this is a weird analogy that he's made here. I don't get it. That's a strange analogy for him to make.
I don't think a dynastic system with huge sums of wealth, and bear in mind the wealthy are so much wealthier now than they were 25 years ago. We're talking about the 400 now having 2.4 trillion against 90 billion, 25 times as much money. So you have sprinkled around, you have these children and grandchildren that just with those 400 could have 2.4 trillion passed down to them. That's a lot of the resources in this country with a $20 billion, not even quite a $20 trillion GDP. I think it goes totally against what's built this country, what this country stands for. And if those 5,000 people can't stand to spend the 20 or 25 billion, they've got lots left over, believe me. Incidentally, it would be bad for philanthropy. I mean, a certain number of people would elect to set their kids.
I think he's made his point. Yeah, the death. The question is, she brought up the point. The question is, would philanthropic efforts be more effective than tax relief? And that's a hard question to answer. I mean, we could eliminate the death tax and see if it's better for philanthropy, but I don't know. It's not a death tax. And he's saying his point is that very few people are actually affected by this. This is his point. They're talking about I could leave. Yeah. Holding off on selling. That's a hard one. Yeah, this is pretty, I like this art. This is a fine article. There's nothing wrong with this article. This is pretty fact-based. They represent his position adequately, I think. There's nothing wrong with this article. It's just, the question is, would it be better for the government to allocate our resources, or would it be better for billionaires to allocate the resources? And I don't know, man. Here's the point. He's not pumping this money into the economy. He's holding on to it, right? He's going to wait and see. Now, Bill Gates is pumping a lot of his money into philanthropic efforts. So, obviously, not everyone is this old curmudgeon who, just hangs on to money to get more. but most of them are. So it's kind of an interesting quandary that society has to answer. And yeah, I do think that first we have to streamline how people get the money. There's a lot of bureaucracy involved. Yeah, there's a lot of people that get the money before the relief comes in. It's not the best system, so it's a quandary that we have to handle. Okay, all right. This is the same thing. I'm not going to cover the same thing twice. I would like to point out this has over 20,000 upvotes that are totally legitimate. Let me tell you, BuzzFeed did not pay any money for any of these upvotes. DOJ overruled memos finding it legal for presidents to appoint relatives. Okay. Wait, releases overruled memos finding it illegal for... Okay. Who made the memos? That's why it's just like FBI memos. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Okay. All right. The Justice Department has released a series of recently overruled legal memos concluding... So these were overruled. By whom? A court. So the courts reviewed this. Legal memos concluding the presidents cannot appoint the relatives to the White House staff. He can appoint whoever the fuck he wants to. That's the whole thing. You elect someone, he gets to appoint whomever he wants to, and the Congress has to approve it. The White House staff, or presidential commissions, even to unpaid posts. A career Justice Department official essentially declared the earlier opinions, clearing the way to take a senior advisor position under the same legal rationale. Okay, blesses. So hold on, he gets to appoint the Justice Department head, and the Justice Department now has decided that it is legal to appoint members of your family. Okay, I'm starting to see there's some starting to make some sense here. And a reversal of legal advice given to prior presidents has concluded that it is lawful. The son-in-law is that the federal anti-nepotism law that applies to agencies across the executive branch does not cover the White House itself. Dates to 1967 and is widely believed to have been aimed at blocking appointments modeled on JFK's nomination of his brother Robert as Attorney General. A longtime career lawyer at Justice. So he's been there a while. Okay, he's been there a while. This isn't just some new appointee. He's been there for a while. Another law and conferring broad authority on the president essentially overrides the earlier anti... Okay, see, there's a new law. You can't change things. Okay. Special hiring authority permits him to make appointments that are that the end might otherwise forbid. Okay. That's fine. Great. Cool. So it's been cleared. So it wasn't cleared through the courts. It was the Justice Department. Has said so. Basically, the Justice Department cannot file charges. This is great. It said portfolio will include trying to broker a resolution to the... Oh, hey, fuck yeah! That's great! Awesome, let's do that! Nothing wrong with this. We had the better argument in the office of... See, okay, so they went through the bureaucracy to get this done. Okay, cool, that's awesome! Yay! Alright, so now we get to see what actually happened. The newly disclosed opinions. Alright, let's check these out. Another fucking... Oh, this is great. This is... Excuse me, these are the memos themselves. This is a lot of shit to fucking parse through that is not going to fit within... oh, here's the... Is this the new shit? Is this the shit that happened recently? Yeah, scroll up here. Oh, this is from 2009. Long before Trump was in office, by the way. 7 years. So this is a big fucking long PDF. Issued the administration of Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter, and obtained by the Politico Monday through a Freedom of Information Act request, details how the Justice Department lawyers concluded for decades that such appointments, failing members, were illegal under an Okay, cool. You have asked for our opinion on the question whether the President could appoint Ms. Carter to the Chairman of Commission on Mental Health proposed to be established in a forthcoming executive order. It is our opinion that he may not. Okay, well now the opinion's changed. An attached memo from the Edward Needler, now the most senior career attorney in the office, that an honorary post for Rosalind Carter would not run afoul. See, it's great! A new guy who's been there for a long fucking time. Sorry, not a new guy. A guy who's been there. A new opinion from a guy who's been there for a long fucking time now contradicts an old opinion of a previous official. That's all that's happened. That's great. So this has happened before. Yay! This is a big nothing burger. This is awesome. And about the same time, Needler issued another opinion concluding that one of... I'm going to stop right now because here's the thing that bugs me. I'm very unsure of Donald Trump's motives. Okay, obviously he's a billionaire. Obviously billionaires collude with other billionaires to make money. This is factual. If you don't believe that happens, you're dead fucking wrong. Okay. So the idea is that this man has fooled the public to get into the office of the presidency, and he's very malevolent, and he's going to do a lot of evil things. And my question to that is, where are the evil things? Because a lot of what you see out of the media is stuff like this, where it's all very vaguely kinda like he might be doing something wrong, I guess. It's nothing hardcore. It's always this hinting at him maybe doing something a little off kilter, a little strange. It's nothing nefarious. It's nothing outright evil. I'm not seeing the evidence of this billionaire mastermind that the media is trying to portray, I guess is my point. I haven't seen the evil, nefarious Orange Hitler. I have not seen him yet. Okay, back to the article. Issued another opinion concluding that one of the Carter sons could not volunteer to work for a White House staff member. The justice is neither the guy who... Is this the... Okay, yeah. I have the son, apparently James Earl Chip Carter III, work out of a West Wing office while doing work for the Democratic National Committee, the newly disclosed records show. In 1983, Justice Department lawyers appear to have dissuaded the Reagan White House from naming an unidentified Reagan family member to an advisory panel on private sector volunteer efforts. We think the proposal to have a member of the president's family serve actively on the Commission on Private Sector Initiatives raises virtually the same problems raised by Mrs. Carter's proposed service. What's going on here? I'll have to look at this YouTube video that has been sent to me. The documents released Monday also include the full text of a legal opinion justice issued in 2009 to the Obama White House, concluding that the law did not permit the appointment of President Barack Obama's half-sister, cannot pronounce that, to a commission on White House fellowships, nor that of the president's brother-in-law, Conrad Robinson. What about Malik? Yeah, get him in the White House. To a commission on physical fitness. Daniel Kofsky issued in January at the request of the incoming Trump administration concluded that another law passed in 1970 conferred broad... Yeah, nice formatting. Yeah, this was proofread. Conferred broad authority on the president to appoint White House essentially overrides. Okay, see, this is permits him to make appointments to the White House office that the ante might otherwise forbid. So the change in law nearly 3 days rendered the earlier opinions obsolete. These opinions were issued before the passage of the 78 law, specifically authorizing the president to make White House office appointments without regard to any provision of law. These legal opinions are therefore inconsistent with subsequent congressional enactments. Rather than reversing prior policy, the administration is upholding the law as written today. While Reagan and Obama era opinions post-date that legislation, it's not clear that they grappled with the 78 law or re-examined all the conclusions in the earlier memos written a year earlier. Similar language was on the books back then. Several ethics experts were critical of the January opinion. We think the law is ambiguous and that the safer court... Okay. Hold on. So, the criticism was not that he was an evil mastermind colluding to get demons into the White House. The criticism was like, this could go either way. The criticism was that it was ambiguous. And that, the safer thing to do would have been to just kind of like ask someone else, ask Congress to resolve the ambiguity, whatever. This is Orange Hitler. Someone who is exploiting ambiguous language and not taking the safer course. Okay. I'm clued in now. The existence of most of the legal memos issued to prior White Houses became known after the documents were cited in Kofsky's opinion, which was made public by the Trump administration shortly after it was formally issued on Inauguration Day. However, the text of the earlier opinions was not revealed at that time. A lawyer for Kushner, Jamie Korlick, had no immediate comment about the memos when contacted Monday night, but in January she welcomed the Justice Department's new conclusion on the issue. Nothing Burger. Billionaire Robert Mercer is helping pay Donald Trump's legal bills. Awesome. Here we go. Here it is. This is the collusion right here, folks. This is it. This is the big fucking bombshell that's going to sink the Donald Trump presidency. Let's see it. Billionaire Robert Mercer and his wife Diana donated almost $200,000. Whew, that's a lot of money. To the legal defense fund of the Republican Party. Hold on. Of not Donald Trump himself. So this says Donald Trump's legal bills. But here this says the defense fund of the Republican Party. On the day that President fired former FBI Director James Comey, financial filings show. To the Mercer's man went to the GOP legal fund that Trump has been drawing from. Okay, so hold on. He didn't give Trump money. He gave the RNC money. Or rather, the Republican Party. I think the Republican Party is the RNC, but I could be wrong. So that headline. Oh well, helping pay. This is trying to insinuate that he's giving money. I think billionaire Robert Mercer donates to the GOP legal fund would be a better headline for this. But now that this is a bit more ambiguous language. The evil, ambiguous language that we know is so corrupting. The legal defense fund of the Republican Party on the day. So, okay. They were prepared for a lawsuit, and Mercer wanted to help out. Okay. Went to the GOP legal fund that Trump has been drawing from to pay the lawyers defending him during the investigation into whether Russia interfered in the 2016 election. The Mercers are just one of several billionaire couples donating heavily to the fund in recent months, according to the filings with the Federal Election Commission. Special counsel Robert Mueller is probing whether Trump obstructed justice when he fired Comey, as well as whether the Trump campaign assisted Russia in a hacking they need to find out whether the Trump campaign was assisting Russia. So was Trump assisting Russia, or was Russia assisting? Which is it? Did Russia collude with Trump, or did Trump collude with Russia? In a hacking campaign, another very well proofread article in a hacking campaigns. Yeah, this is great. To help the billionaire property developer beat his Democratic rival Hillary Clinton. The Mercers have been linked to investigation through their stake in the data analytics. Okay, here you go. This is interesting. An analytics firm, Cambridge Analytica, and involvement in the Trump campaign. They own a $10 million share in the firm, which helped the Trump campaign use granular data to target ads at specific American. So was it the Russian ads, or was it the Trump ads on Facebook? Because I've been hearing that it's Russian ads on Facebook and not Trump ads on Facebook. Oh no! They bought some ads. What a fascist. The Mercers first began to play a central role in Trump's 2016 presidential campaign after the New York City real estate mogul won the Republican nomination. They helped bring on board figures like advisor Kellyanne Conway and Breitbart Steve Bannon, Salt the Earth, who chaired the campaign until Trump's election victory November 8th. The couple did not respond to a request for comment sent to Mercer's hedge fund. Yeah, they're not gonna say anything. Renaissance Technologies by Newsweek. Yeah, I'm not gonna click your fucking link. House Representatives Jackie Speer, a California Democrat and member. I used to read Newsweek, and member of the House Intelligence Committee, has said. She thinks she will. I think so. This is my opinion. My opinion is that the Russians had help from inside the U.S. to do what? To do what? What did they have help doing? Hacking the DNC? Is that what they had help doing? Or did, what the fuck was his name? Seth Rich leak the information internally. Which was it? Or was it both? And she always wondered. High quality journalism. My feelings tell me that the Russians did it. Trump's former campaign rival Hillary Clinton made similar accusation. So everyone's just like, oh yeah, those Ruskies are stealing my data. No evidence leaking. There's no evidence. You just said there's no evidence. So what's this above paragraph? What is this? There's no evidence, so why is this here if there's no evidence? Has emerged. No evidence, there's no evidence. To fund his legal defense against the Russia investigation, Trump has dipped into the donation pot as he's the fucking Republican president. That's fine. But the Mercers contributed to. CNN reported that giving John Dowd, Trump's lead lawyer on the Russia investigation, we got to pay these guys. Confirmed that these details with the RNC, legal bills. This is fine. A person of interest in Mueller's Russia investigation after the New York Times revealed in July that he met with a Russian lawyer and former KGB agent at Trump Tower with other key Trump campaign figures. The meeting was organized after Trump Jr. was promised dirt on Clinton from Moscow. Okay. They discussed adoptions, coded language for American sanctions that freeze the asset. Okay. And his father haven't only benefited. Not only have they benefited from the donations. Was this written by a robot? Because the best way to phrase this is Trump Jr. and his father aren't the only people to benefit from donations. Not haven't only benefited. That's just awkward language. I think this is written by a robot. Several other billionaire couples have made increasingly large contributions in recent months also. Yeah, this is really fucking gross. Yeah, this was either written by a robot or this was written by someone who has a poor grasp on the English language. Several other billionaire couples have made increasingly large contributions. You don't put also at the end. In July, as many as 4 billionaire families gave a total, according to the FEC filings. In June, the RNC show, poured in 5 donors in May. Yes, they're donating money. This is amazing. Fierce has been a fierce supporter of Trump. The fate of this nation depends on sending him. I think it's true. I think Hillary Clinton would have been detrimental to our society. Charles Schwab Corporation. They have a cap on the donation amount, apparently. The largest investors in energy pipeline, Richard Kanye. Kane, not Kanye. Yet among these people was the only one to be named to the top 10 most influential. Yeah, I get it. How long has this been going on for? 40 minutes. I'm not even halfway done. Has no written regulations on the defense fund accounts and cannot detail any constraints on their use. Oh, yeah. Okay, so what was the point of this? Yeah, they're donating. Okay, yes, billionaires donate money. Everyone knows this. What are we going to do about it? The Guardian as a target for federal investigators. You know what they should do? They should target Stone Tier because he was trying to delete some emails. I think that would help. Influence over the 2016. Okay, so was there Russian influence? Sure, I bet there was a little bit of Russian influence. Why not? Let's say they had some bots on Reddit, whatever. That's not illegal. It's illegal for Trump to collude with them, which he didn't do. His son might have, according to a spokesperson for, and I think nothing came of that. They haven't indicted anyone, so I don't think anything's going to come of that. According to a spokesperson, the ranking Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, Warner staff indicated to The Guardian that while nothing was imminent, nothing was imminent. They're musing about examining the site as the question of 2016 electoral interference lingers on in parallel congressional and FBI investigations. Reddit is one of the forums that some of the coordination information campaigns happened on. Okay, I didn't see any coordinated information campaigns. I saw a bunch against Trump. I saw a shitload against Trump. I saw quite a few anti-Trump articles on the politics subreddit. I saw a lot of that. I didn't see a whole lot of pro-Trump shit on Reddit. Bradshaw says how governments use social media to influence public opinion. Sure, I'm sure the U.S. government does quite a bit of that. And said she witnessed patterns on the sites that a deliberate effort to distribute false news. Yeah, on the politics subreddit against Trump. Yeah, I agree with you. You are correct. The discussion site is on the... this is important. This is true. This is why I'm doing this. A lot of people visit this, and there's a lot of horseshit going on. Unlike Facebook, which more aggressively polices content and deems harmful, looser rules are better in my opinion. Says a number of policy changes aimed at curbing that perception, especially related to hate speech. Hate speech. But it has demonstrated the ability to easily sustain and proliferate hoax stories. So-called Pizzagate conspiracy. The president openly accused Hillary Clinton of stealing children from Haiti at a dinner. To her fucking face. I think there's something there. I think that Yeah, the gunman walked in, shot a computer, and left. That was so fucking weird. Everything about that's weird. Fired a shot at a computer. The Senate investigation has already zeroed in on Facebook as its investigation last week with the word that data on more than 3,000 Russian-linked ads had been turned over. Okay, what about the $10 million in Trump ads? What about that? Is that a problem? Announced last week the site was actively working with U.S. governments on its ongoing... Okay, so let me get this straight. Is it illegal for Russians to buy ads on Facebook? Yes or no? Adding that I don't want anyone to use our tools to undermine democracy. You lying motherfucker. You lying moron. You lying son of a bitch. You hate free speech. You hate conservatives. Go fuck off. You're lying through your teeth. And to revive his claim that Russian involvement was a hoax. Yeah, it is a hoax. No one's fucking... Oh. Yeah, Facebook was... That's pretty fucking accurate statement. Oh, it's over? Okay, so this was a nothing burger. Okay, this is great. This is a bunch of rumblings about nothing. Much to do about nothing, right? I don't see it. If this guy's Orange Hitler, where's the fucking... where's it at? Okay, this was the same article. Evidence mouse... Okay, anticipates damaging results. Okay, alright. Here it is. Okay, if this is... If there's any proof at all of this Russia story, it's right here. Let's see. There are telltale signs that the White House is worried about the eventual findings. Are there? Okay, they're asking a question. According to an assortment of news reports, several signs... Yeah, very legitimate news reports. Several signs suggest that President Donald Trump's inner circle is increasingly concerned about where the Russian investigations could lead. Yeah, because it's a fucking McCarthy-esque witch hunt. Yes, I would be concerned too. The signs include the preparation of contingency plans, like the resignation of Jared Kushner in anticipation of the revelations of the June 6 meeting with Russians, and the need for support for the Republican senators if the investigation goes south for Trump. Okay, data. Hardcore data points. Alright, let's see it. I'm fucking ready for some data. Okay, let's see it. Trump and Kushner rejected the White House counsel's advice on protocols to avoid coordinating stories on Russia investigation. White House counsel contemplating resigning. So, Trump and Kushner aren't going to coordinate stories. Okay. Had to be talked out of resigning by other White House officials. White House officials were concerned that McGahn would resign because President Trump would not follow protocols as he had advised to avoid meetings that could be construed by investigators. Hold on. Let me get this straight. Could be construed by is very fucking different than blatantly illegal. Could be construed by. Here it is. Those four words completely decimate all of this. Could be construed by. It would likely take a significant infraction for the administration senior to veer towards... Okay. It would likely. Just three words. It would likely. It is also revealing that Trump would defy the White House advice to take steps to ensure against coordination or even the appearance of coordination with their stories involving, on the one hand... Maybe they don't want to lie. Maybe they don't want to lie about it. Maybe they're just like, yeah, we met with some ex-Russian people because they might have had some information on Hillary. They weren't current members of the Russian government. They were ex-officials. Okay. They might have some dirt. And they didn't end up having dirt. On the one hand, perhaps the two thought they had nothing to hide, which they don't. I don't think they have anything to hide. On the other hand, if they had nothing to hide, then why risk legal exposure for potentially coordinating stories and why risk the relationship? Okay. does not end with Trump or Kushner complying. It ends with McGahn being satisfied that another legal team was brought in the White House to handle affairs. Okay. Prepared for Kushner resignation in light of June 9th Russia meeting. When the Trump... And what if Trump didn't even know this happened? What if Trump had no idea? What if he's like, okay, well, I have to fire you now? Okay, what about that? What if Trump had no fucking clue that his son was meeting with ex-members of the KGB? What about that? Wouldn't that be fucking something? You're a fucking idiot, son. Holy shit. Well, that would be great. Kushner could have resigned to the distraction created even if this writing allegation did not. And he didn't resign, did he? Because it's a nothing burger. And the prepared statement reportedly towed the line that... my voice is leaving me. And the prepared statement reportedly towed the line in terms of the stated public rationale for his departure. But it would be unlikely for Kushner to step down without there being... Okay, so... And he didn't step down. Okay. Bannon... Yeah, because there's a fucking witch hunt. Yes. That's why they would resign. Bannon said there was enough evidence on Kushner to sink the president's son-in-law. Which is true. The son-in-law met with some fucking ex-KGB people. Big problem. President's former chief... Okay, chairman... Again, this is nothing about Trump himself. This is all about Kushner, who's Jewish, by the way. A former Breitbart mogul, source close to the administration, told people behind him back that hopefully Jared will go down, and thanks for or real estate holdings that were increasing under legal microscope. There are other possible explanations. Woo. Kushner may have, 2 words, may have, advised Trump to appease Republicans in case the Russian invasion goes south. Which would be good to do that. Excuse me. Should fear for their lives if they... Stone's kind of crazy. TMZ's involved. A TMZ reporter. Roger Stone told a TMZ reporter, you will have a spasm of violence in this country. Okay, hold on. Yes, this is true. If you impeach this guy, you're going to have some fucking problems. This is true. This is true. There will be insurrection. This is true. The people will not stand. It's the people. He's saying the people will get pissed off. He's not making threats against them. He's pointing out that the people will go nuts. This is true. This is true. There would be violent insurrection. I believe this. There will be violence on both sides. Actually, that's an interesting point. I think that'd be... What would the leftists do? They would probably fight against the right-wing people, right? Yeah, so there very well might be violence on both sides. Okay, he's not... See, this is not in bold. This is. If those remarks were meant to, as Stone would say them only if he was... This is fun. Oh, it's all horse shit. It's all weasel words. It's all fucking bullshit. Okay. The evidence is mounting. How many is... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7. Wait, extradite Russia to the U.S. for possibly... Okay. A Russian hacker. Okay, Spain just extradited a Russian hacker to the United States for possibly interfering in the U.S. election. Okay. A big fucking picture of Putin. Okay, cool. Spain's national court has decided to extradite a suspected Russian hacker to the United States. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Known as one of the world's most notorious... I know of this guy. He's notorious. Was arrested while vacationing with his family in Barcelona. Had requested his arrest for they won him on fraud fraud charges. Fraud charges. Fraud charges and unauthorized interception of electronic communications, which could mean anything. The Spanish court on Tuesday said the U.S. extradition request has been approved. Great. Russia in September filed a counter. Okay, we'd like to have him here. We'll try him here. And have linked to a series of powerful botnets or networks of hijacked computers capable of pumping out billions of spam emails. Yeah, not packets of anyone. We're not trying to DDoS anyone. We just want to send you an email. Have alleged his arrest was politically motivated. He should be tried. Oh, that's it. This is it. This is all it's it. This is it. Suspicions. Thank you, Business Insider, for this enlightening fucking post. This is it. This is five paragraphs. And one of those paragraphs is a sentence. Two of those paragraphs are sentences. And one of them is just two sentences. I'm sorry, 4 of them are 1 to 2 sentences long. This is it. Okay. Suspected. Let's see what the what are the comments on this? This is 7. Urged abortion in affair. This is pretty innocuous. Some guy is a slug bag. Yeah, okay. For Putin can arrange for his untimely death. Yeah, Putin's not very good. This pleases me. Yeah, okay, yeah. Trump's not going to pardon this guy. Like, what is this delusion? It's being ignored because it's a big fucking nothing burger. This is a hit piece. Text message sent in January to Tim Murphy by a woman with whom he had an extramarital relationship took him to task for an anti-abortion statement. Post on. Okay, yeah, this is pretty simple. This guy's a slug bag. I'm not very interested in this. FEMA has yet to authorize full disaster help for Puerto Rico. Thank you, Vox. Vox Media is going to help me out here. This will be number 8. 2 weeks after Hurricane Maria tore through Puerto Rico, the situation on the island remains dire. 5%. Okay, again, you have to rebuild the whole fucking electrical grid. It's gonna take a while. If this happened here, it would take months. In Puerto Rico, who knows? Yeah, there was a fucking hurricane. Yes, this takes time, but the federal has not authorized every disaster tool it has at its disposal, including aid for more permanent repairs on the island's roads. This level of aid for Texas 10 days after hurricane. Maybe because it's hard. Maybe because they have to get a bunch of shit to the island. They have to make preparations. They can't send out every worker they have because it's really fucking hard to get them there. It's Puerto Rico. That's why. If you want to know why, that's why. It's on an island. It's not in the U.S. mainland. That is why. Okay, the president has asked for this kind of aid. The governor of the affected state is supposed to put in a form for this kind of extra help. Told the Commonwealth just submitted the paperwork Tuesday morning. So that's why. It just got done. The paperwork just got filed. It just had. We've got to wait and see. We've got to, it's bureaucracy, FEMA, whatever. Could speed up the process if he cared to. The Stafford Act was he did away with the Jones Act. So there's that. He nullified the Jones Act. Gives the president broad discretion in guiding the agency's efforts. The president may provide accelerated federal assistance and federal support where necessary. So he hasn't done this. What is the Stafford Act? Saying that we can... Oh, this is a fucking huge document. This is 181 pages. No one's going to read that. Which gives FEMA authority to carry out emergency missions. Yes. He could fast-track FEMA in response to Puerto Rico. He could even authorize the federal government. He could to rebuild the island, but there's no sign. Because there's a lot of reasons why they haven't done this. And I don't think it's because of racism. provides initial emergency. This is known as an AB public assistance. This is the kind of assistance that Florida and Puerto Rico all got within a day after. So Puerto Rico got the assistance. That's great. Awesome. Yay. Are deployed to the area to rescue disaster victims and meet their basic needs. Medical care. Part of the aid involves getting critical infrastructure. Okay. There are extended categories of help known as CG assistance. Unlike the initial emergency, this level is more about reconstruction. Local governments can then hire contractors and utility crews to fix schools, sewage plants. And, well, the problem is that these things these things are already probably decimated by the hurricane. So we've got to get people on the island first. Needs this kind of help right away. Okay, cool. This is fine. There's nothing wrong with that statement. This is nothing wrong with that. Fixing damaged infrastructure has been an insurmountable challenge for all. Okay, so it's hard. Thank you for acknowledging that it's hard. The hurricane completely wiped out the island's cell phone towers and electrical grid. Department of Research, the damage would cost billions of dollars, which is true. 80% of the transmission lines down, and 100% of the wires connecting homes and businesses wrecked. We cannot do this on our own. Isn't the kind of work that emergency responders. Whoa! Oh, okay. I'm not sure what the point is now. Okay, so they got to get people there first. Texas is already getting this aid because it's easy. Inclined to help Puerto Rico. Trump is pointing to the fiscal crisis as a root of the problem, and is painting Puerto Ricans as lazy people. Yeah, the leadership's pretty poor. He's right to criticize the leadership, by the way. The leadership's pretty dog shit terrible. Everyone hates the mayor. I say everyone. A lot of people hate the mayor. Done. That's not true. They're helping them. I mean, that's an unfair assessment of the situation. I know this is weird. This isn't necessarily a hit piece, but I don't think it's representing the situation adequately. I mean, obviously, yeah, he might very well go and do this the next day. We'll see what happens. Met with Moscow with criminal. Okay. Here's the face of evil. During a trip to previously undisclosed. I don't know what that phrase means. Let's go look that up. Okay. Thank you. Oh. What? What's happening? I guess I'll throw the T on there myself. What is this? Maybe I have to start from over here. Nope. Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know their formatting works great. Oh, it just didn't show that it was highlighted. Okay. Private investigator, private conversation. In an interview with pro-Russian Crimean news service, arguably the most prominent advocate in Congress for close relations. That would be nice if we could be globalistic in terms of actually helping each other out. I think that'd be a good thing. I'm gonna be used by scammers. What? That's what? Whoa. Ooh. What does that mean? That's so weird. That's a fucking strange statement. I don't understand why she said that. I don't think Putin should be unpersoning people, though. Killing people, that's wrong. So maybe we need to have closer ties to Russia. Get in with Putin and be like, dude, you need to chill this out. You need to be a bit more nice to your criticisms, and then maybe you'll have less criticisms. During which U.S. intelligence ran a campaign to boost. Okay. I guess the question, why would they do that? Because Hillary wants to nuke them, probably. Hillary would love to go to war with Russia. So yeah, it makes sense. Who, during the campaign, posted documents stolen from the DNC computer systems by Seth Rich, and subsequently tried to broker the WikiLeaks founder's departure from where he has been hiding. because they're going to kill him in exchange for safe passage. Trump's eldest son discuss and to offer potentially incriminating information about his father's opponent. FBI and congressional investigations are examining this meeting as part of their investigation. Trump campaign operatives accepted Kremlin help to attack Clinton. One of the June meetings organized. If it's what you say, I love it. Whether she was possession of any financial documents indicting that whether Ziff Brothers investments in American firm had transferred what she described as stolen funds to the Clinton campaign. So there was this meeting by Trump Jr. because he's probably an idiot and he didn't know any better, and I bet Donald yelled at him. Without at least approval from the Kremlin. Remains unclear. There might be something to this. I don't know. It's all just, my mind is numb at this point. It's hard for me to process all this because it's all just, it's a bunch of accusations, and there's this Russian lawyer that Trump Jr. met with, and that a congressman met with, and it's all just so strange. Foreignpolicy.com, October 3rd. The event to take part in a conference calling, but told she could not speak. Okay, I think this is the last one. Told she could not speak. Given no information on what Trump planned to do upon his arrival, or even if she was going to meet him to discuss humanitarian catastrophe. Okay, we're over an hour now, so I'll be wrapping this up after this. The mayor of San Juan was invited for the first time to participate in a conference call with the top White House officials, marshaling the response to Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, only to be told that she could listen in only, but would not be allowed to say anything. Okay, there could be a number of reasons why that could be. Hours before Donald Trump was to touch down in San Juan on Tuesday, Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz also said she had been given no information on what he planned to do upon his arrival, or even if she was going to meet him to discuss the humanitarian catastrophe wrought by Maria. I haven't. Criticism of Mr. Trump for a slow, Mr. President, for a slow start, was in part ignited by a string of public rebukes compared to genocide. Trump conjured a hurricane to genocide Puerto Rico. Earned her an even tartar string of tweets. Politically motivated ingrats. Yeah, she's politically motivated. There was a radio station talking about her not going to meetings in order to be with the press, I think. 3.4 million U.S. citizens. Partly the fault of which is true. I mean, if it's an impoverished nation, it's going to be hard to recover from a hurricane. That might be true. Excuse me. Yeah, posing with people. Look, that looks like a fucking shitload of food. Holy fucking shit, that looks like a ton of food. Holy fucking shit. That looks like some fucking humanitarian relief to me. That's not enough for 3 million people, but that's a good fucking start. Yeah, he's gonna insult you. If you get in a war with the president, he doesn't hold back. For good or for worse, he's not gonna hold back. He's gonna name call you. He's gonna fucking... If you don't come at him with respect, he will shit on you. And he's not afraid to do it. Bring the mayor into the coordination efforts. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the administration, as well as have reached out to her. We hope that she will join us in those efforts and be part of the things. We hope that she, who is now sleeping in cramped quarters with all her family members of her staff at the sports arena, revealed that the conversation hadn't quite been that. It said you are allowed in a listening capacity only, so I listened. Such a new charity that will shortly be ready to receive donations from well-wishers. About the toughness of her public anger at the end of last week about this slow reaction, I think the message has gotten through that this is a really dire situation. She expected to be overseeing the distribution of emergency these 3 months. The arena where we met was half filled with large piles of packages, some from from FEMA. She voiced disappointment that each box only contained one meal for one adult, which included applesauce. Yeah, because it's fucking hard to get food places. Yeah, we're gonna go with non-perishable shit. Sorry, you can't get fucking bacon and eggs. Sorry, it's hard. But yeah, you should have. And I don't know why they're in debt. I don't know why, but that fucking exacerbates the problem. Wasn't this after she pissed him off? Hold on, let me go back. Who started this? What's her name? It's Yulin something. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happened. Okay, what did she say? Our elderly are suffering. Excuse me. Can't read that. A lot of publicity here. I'd like to see, maybe we should control F for Trump. This was back in September? Jeez. Hold on, I gotta go find the Trump attack here. Okay, there's 1 and 2. I want to find the tweet that she sent to him. Criticism for... Okay, so she was mad about the FEMA shit. And she called and she said that this was a genocide. Okay, yes, that's why he responded angrily. I guess they could be doing more. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's because he's a racist bigot, though. I think it's just because it's fucking hard. And they're a fucking impoverished island. And it's a big fucking problem. That's my opinion. This is all just a bunch of horseshit. This is all just a bunch of hearsay and autism and Russian shit. This is the only good article. This is the only good article out of 10. Increasingly trusted by the public. Yeah, by Rudy. Yeah, the press says the press are very true. Twitter trolls fall silent as they that's fine. There's not a whole lot to say about that. Some crazy dude shot up a fucking concert. Okay. Pro-Trump bunker. Yeah, because you banned us. You banned us from every fucking forum. Yeah, we're all gonna go to one subreddit now. And if you ban that, get ready. Get fucking ready. Ready my alt accounts. This is all just a bunch of horse shit.